What's up, everybody? How are you this fine, beautiful, wonderful Sunday afternoon-ish? Yeah, there's a lot going on this week. And I couldn't really sum it all up in 5,000 videos because there was just way too much. And so I thought we would go live. So, yeah, one of the first things I saw today, this morning, was this a-hole of a representative Congresswoman, Representative Melanie Stansbury, and she says, Donald Trump says he'll block every congressional bill until we pass the SAVE Act, basically saying he wants to hold us hostage unless we disenfranchise millions of voters and their access to the ballot box. So let us be clear, we are not going to pass your voter suppression bill, period. Now, this bitch, okay, she must have forgot who she works for, first of all, okay, because she works for us, all right? Why is she talking like this when, like, a majority of the United States citizens want this act passed so that way, you know, a bunch of illegal aliens can't vote these crooked congressmen back into office so that they can then, you know, pay them out with all of our tax money to defraud the system and then vote them back into office again. It's like a vicious circle, and they really are refusing. They're refusing to vote. They're refusing to pass this act because they know this is the end of their career if they do. Because none of us want them in office. They just happen to be voted in because, you know, 8 ballots are given to each individual illegal immigrant over what was that in Missouri? Or that what was it, Missouri? The Missouri fraud? Michigan fraud? I don't know. It was one of the M states, Missouri, I think, the Missouri fraud, whatever. The first one that broke. And they were saying like 8 people, there was like an entire building full of housing for illegal aliens. And they were each given 8 ballots and they voted 8 times each. And there was like 100,000 of them just living in one building alone. So how many votes is that? You know, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And they're saying it's a voter suppression act. They're trying to scare us by saying that, you know, oh my gosh, you know what? If you're a married woman, you can't vote. If this law is passed, you can't vote if you're a married woman. You just can't do it because your name doesn't match. Da, da, da. Well, what they fail to mention is it's just like another form you have to fill out to you know, show that, you know, you have your married name. Just like you have to with every kind of ID that you go and try to get, you still have to have that. You know, if I want to get another social security card or even change my name, you have to have all that paperwork that you were married and your name was changed, etc. It's like, it's ridiculous. They're trying to literally fearmonger us into, you know, not getting down on them for this, not wanting to vote this act in. And I think it's disgusting. Her attitude, let me be clear. So yeah, I messaged her back and was like, let me be clear. You work for us. You know, and I told her basically what I told all you guys. You know, and I called the B out because I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate that attitude. Like, who the hell do you think you are? You're not going to pass it, even though all of your, you know, all of your constituents are telling you to pass it. You're still not going to do it. So you forget who you work for. That's exactly what it is. You know, they make so much money and they've got so much power. They can forget who they work for, and it's disgusting. So yeah, it's stupid. Yeah, what's the big deal to show ID to vote? It's stupid. Just go show your ID. You have to show ID to buy like nicotine like cigarettes and, you know, beer, whatever. Like, you have to show ID for everything. I mean, I show ID all the time for all kind of stuff. And now they're making a big deal because you have to show it to vote. The most important thing we do as a country is vote. And they're like, oh my God, I can't believe they want us to show ID. Like, bitch, get out of here. I don't even want to hear it. So yeah, they really got me pissed off. I tagged my state representatives too, and I called them out. Like, are you voting for this? What's your stance on it? You know, my state representatives spam my email literally every day. Literally every single day, I have an email from my representative just spewing a bunch of nonsense, you know? And I'm like, the least you could do is read what I wrote to you over on X since you spam me 100,000 times a day. So I think basically our whole thing is as a country, we're getting pretty upset because, they are giving us that we have no solutions. We have no solutions to any of these problems that we're seeing, right? The Jeffrey E files have dropped. Nobody's being prosecuted for that. We're seeing all this fraud in all these different states. And finally, some stuff's getting done about that. I'm going to show you a post on that in a little bit. But there's a lot of things that we are really, really ticked off about. And we're all just, what do? We're literally just going and posting on social media about it, doing videos about it, talking about it, expressing our outrage and upset with each other. But we have what else do we do? What that's what the problem is. We just literally have no idea what to do about any of this. Excuse me, I'm still sick. But anyways, it's super frustrating. And that was the first thing that smacked me in the face this morning was this bitch acting like, she doesn't work for us, right? Ridiculous. Welcome in, Bella and Mario. Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Are you eating ice cream right? I don't know what that means. And burnt tortillas, I love it. Yanti, welcome. Yeah, welcome to Shit Show Sunday, everybody. Yeah, I'm loving it. There was so much stuff in here that was just absolutely insane. What do you see? Oh my god. Then, guys, a video. We've got actual video of all these old dudes from Turning Point USA. They're like followers of Turning Point USA. They're not like, I don't know if they're from I think they're just followers of Turning Point USA. You remember that I talked about that speech that Bride of Chucky did at the school the other day? And we took a look at the actual speech and I broke it down all into little sectors so we could get a real idea of all her brainwashing techniques. Anyhow, that speech right there, there were protesters outside. I showed you a little piece of the protests. A lot of them they weren't outside. They were outside the mayor's mansion. They called it. It was just like a big house, but they were outside the mayor's. All right. I think, and they were just, protesting. They don't want Erica Kirk. They don't want Turning Point USA. They hate them. And it made me super happy. Made me super excited. Cause I hate them too. But yeah, they were out there protesting, and this old dude literally sucker punches this kid in the face. It's insane. We're about to take a look at it. We got a lot to look at. What's up, Larry? Welcome in. Ghost Art, welcome in. Crypto Serenity, hello. Get right or be left. I'm neither. How about I'm not corrupt? That's my political party. Non-corrupt. That's what I am. All right. Let's take a look at some of this other stuff. Yeah, you're going to die when you see the Turning Point. You say, literally, old dudes like, pow. I mean, it was insane. Hello, Robert. Welcome in. Glad to see you are hanging out with us from Alaska. All right. So yeah. Okay. Oh. Here's another good one, guys. Are you ready for this? So all the stuff with the WAR that's going on right now, and BB, the leader of Philadelphia. All right, we say Philadelphia. You know what I really mean, but the leader of Philadelphia. People were thinking that he was unalived, right? There was all kind of little things that happened, like one after the other, that shows that perhaps he is not alive anymore. So we're going to skip this one and come back to it because I actually put these in order of put these in order of something else, but we're going to go take a look at some of these little clues that we got here. Hold on, let me take it off of the screen so you guys don't get dizzy while I scroll down. But yeah, it was weird. He had 6 fingers in the one video. It's really suspicious. I don't understand what happened with it, but let's see. Yeah, they said BB, they suspect he's gone. And then they found out, oh no, they try to put out evidence that he wasn't in fact gone, and the evidence is suspicious. Like, they're trying so hard to say, like, oh no, he's fine, that the evidence itself is still suspicious. Oh gosh, then poor Tucker Carlson. Oh, there's so much stuff. There's so much stuff going on. All right. Here's the beginning of it. Here we go. All right. So this was on the 13th, 2 days ago. They said, heads up, everyone. BB is unalived. Official X handle, Philadelphia PM just deleted this tweet. Remember my tweet about Philadelphia Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent left a press conference to talk to Trump directly on call. On return, he was visibly shaking. Now, the Prime Minister's office is urging citizens to rely on verified updates. One thing is clear, BB is unalived. And this is the official statement. It says rumors circulating on social media about BB are unconfirmed. We urge citizens to rely on verified updates. Efforts are underway to establish contact. BB remains committed to Philadelphia security. All right. So there was that. And then we've got the next thing that happened. Oh, I did get the video of him looking shaken. It was very strange. It indeed was super weird. And let me pull it up here. I tried to put these all in order, but it just ended up being a shit show because it's shit show Sunday, Oh yeah, guys. And guess what? Buffy the Vampire Slayer will not be put out on Hulu anymore. They decided to cancel that. Okay. Really takes me off. Here's another one. So somebody says, holy F, guys. BB, for the first time ever, was absent from the latest Philadelphia War Council. Rumors are still swirling around that he's unalived. And this is the, council. And they're saying the first time ever he was not there. This was right after the rumors started spreading that, something was wrong. And then we've got, then this one happened, and it says this journalist who revealed BB's last public appearance was arrested. They just arrested him. Philadelphia police just arrested this guy. So this stuff's all lining up, showing us some pretty odd things. Like, this stuff doesn't seem right. Like, something's going on, right? And here is the video that White House, right in the middle of the interview. Now, take note of his original, demeanor. You don't see much of it right at the beginning, but take note of his original demeanor because it switches it's super obvious something's going on, right? So I'm going to try to make this bigger for a second so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. It's wild.
Listen to you on the
president wants you. Sorry, the president wants you right away.
Oh, okay. Okay. No problem at all. See you shortly, Mr. Secretary.
10:22 a.m.
Mr. Secretary, I have to say, it's a first, I'm sure a last as well, that an interviewee's been pulled away to go to the Situation Room. How was the president? Was he stressed?
No, the president is in great spirits. The Iranian mission is proceeding well ahead of schedule. And I have to tell you, Wolf, that I've a teenager who's considering military service, and I could give this team my highest compliment from President Trump to
whatever. So yeah, do you see that? Do you notice anything strange about that? Did you see just how crazy he was? Like, my teenager. So weird. Very odd. I definitely think that he was shaken up by whatever he heard. right? He was definitely shaken up. We don't know what it was yet, but everybody's suspecting because it fell right in the same time period as, you know, the news about BB going missing. It was something to do with that. And so I don't let me see here. And so let me see if I have the actual original. I don't think I have the original one where he has 6 fingers. They tried to put out like an AI of him where he has 6 fingers. But anyhow, all right. So I don't have the one where he's got 6 fingers, but he's standing there talking and his head's really big. His head seems just a tiny bit too big. And when he's talking and his hands are moving, he has 6 fingers. So people were like, that's AI. That's not even him. That's AI. And so obviously, right? So then this one comes out and this is the proof that he's okay, right? This is their supposed proof that he's okay. This is from Shadow of Ezra. He says, after BB posted a video showing he is not unalived, people are now speculating about why his coffee cup, which was filled to the brim, did not spill when he lifted it. This is now being called Coffeegate. So here is the, let me see if I can get it to full screen. Here's the coffee. That does look a bit weird, but it depends on the viscosity of the drink, I think. If the viscosity, you know, if it's got like a higher viscosity and it's thicker, it probably wouldn't spill over, but that's pretty weird looking. Look at that. That looks weird. What do you guys think? What are you thinking of this? It's AI or Nephilim. Exactly. What's up? What's up, Miss DJ? And Loira. I'm not saying that. I know I'm not saying that right. Leora. Sorry, Leora. I know how to say your name. I couldn't remember. Okay, let's see. Let's see. What do you guys say? Bride of Chucky is a documentary. That's right. Bride of Chucky is a documentary. Lots of changes on YouTube, lots and lots. Yes, there are indeed. I just saw a film. Yeah, that's this one here, I believe. But people are thinking that, you know, this is AI because that looks kind of weird. It's kind of weird. We're about to see them get boxed. That's my next up. Yeah, 6 fingers, probably over 70, but still voting. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so let's take a look because Robert wants to see somebody getting smacked in the mouth. So that's what we're gonna take a look at now. It's great. It's great. You're gonna love it. This is how Turning Point behaves. This is their Christian. We're about to see Turning Point USA's alleged Christian values. It's really, really nice. Really nice to see here. All right, let me back this out. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. All right. Here we go. I just want to. Okay. Oh, it's the crazy lady. Hang on. Let me find it. I put it all in a folder, but there's just so much of it. Just so much of it. Then did you guys hear about what's going on with Tucker Carlson as well? Some really, really wild stuff there. We're going to talk about that as well. Okay, let's see. Sorry, guys. Oh my gosh, somebody spotted Jeffrey E. in Florida. Did you hear about that? I mean, it's just wild. We're going to go over all of it. I'm going to take a look at all. This is all some crazy-ish. Okay. It's probably the very first one I put in here because I was like cracking up about it. Here we go. All right. Let me make it bigger. Okay. You guys ready for this? It's hilarious. Actually, I'm going to make it big screen so you guys can get the full effect. As big as it'll go. Let me take down your comment, Robert. All right, here we go. Okay. It's this dude right here that's going to do the bitch slapping. Well, actually, he sucker punches him. All right, here we go. Ooh, let's rewind that. Oh, he just bitch slapped him. And
Oh shit! Hey,
the lady in the pink dress tackles somebody else. She tackles somebody too. This shit gets wild. Ready?
yeah!
Oh, man down.
Oh my god!
Oh my.
Goodness gracious! Look at this. Look at crazy. Oh shit! Oh my god! Yeah, look at it. Oh, bro. Hey, hey, he pulling his pants down, yo.
It's like a huge brawl breaks out.
They got some glizzies out.
All these police now show up. Here they all come. And you're never going to guess who they arrest. You're never going to guess. Leave a 1 in the comment if you think it's the guy who did the bitch slapping. Leave a 2 in the comment if you think it's the person who got bitch slapped. Let me know. Let me know. This is, let me shrink it down. This is Sword Truth's, he posted this over on X. It says, TPUSA supporter Ron Daniels in a suit threw first punch starting protester brawl in Arkansas's Erica Kirk TPUSA appearance. According to video evidence, firsthand accounts in the article in the Arkansas Times, a brawl outside the governor's mansion on Wednesday shows a supporter dressed in a suit throwing the first punch at a protester filming him. The Arkansas Times wrote, Turning Point supporter Ron Daniels throws a punch, which draws more protesters to them. The man's wife, Stephanie Daniels, dressed in a pink satin and block heels, is then seen shoving a protester who looks to be half her age. Then the police in plainclothes security jump in, aggressively toppling the protesters to the ground and cuffing them. As the Turning Point supporters, who did all the ruckus, climb into their Mercedes Benz and drive the away. The governor claims protesters violently assaulted 2 state troopers. So 4 protesters were arrested in total, 2 on felony charges. As of Friday afternoon, the couple who drove away in the Benz have not been charged at all. Now, this is another one where I truly urge everybody, okay? Everybody to go Google the phone number to the Arkansas, representative's office and just spam the shit out of them with phone calls about this, because this is unhinged and it's bullshit. How are you going to go over and literally start and bitch slap somebody on video and nothing happens to you? No charges, nothing. It's disgusting. This is how scary it is, because they can do whatever they want and their followers can do whatever they want. I am now calling those people who follow Turning Point USA and Erica Kirk. We're going to call them the Air Cult, because they're the Erica Kirk cult. So it's the Air Cult. Okay. The Air Cult is out here doing whatever they want and nothing happens to them. Nothing at all. It's crazy. Okay. Talk about loony. Unbelievable. So let's see. I'm leaving this Representative Melly Stansbury-ish on my page, but I'm taking this off because we talk about that. Yeah, here's another one with the voters. A journalist went undercover at the New York City Board of Elections. He told the guy behind the counter that he wasn't a citizen but wanted to register to vote. The official told him it was no problem whatsoever. And, they say we need the Save America Act. Yeah, worker said he's not a citizen. That's fine.
Have legal situations and they registered, they weren't a citizen, boom, boom, boom. So
how often do things like that happen? Right now, I'm in front of 200 Varick Street in New York City, New York. And inside this building on the 10th floor is an office of the New York City Board of Elections.
Let me put this on here.
Go in there and I'm going to pose as a non-citizen Canadian green card holder.
I'm a green card holder from Canada.
And I'm just going to see how far I can get in the voter registration process. So let's see what happens.
So I talked to a gentleman before, and he said he could help me with registering to vote. It's my first time. So what do I have to show you guys?
Everything you fill out, you swear in an affidavit that everything you're putting down is true, and that's it. Can I have a seat, fill it out?
Oh, got it. Okay.
This is crazy.
I'm a green card holder from Canada.
Okay, yeah, you gotta be a citizen. I wouldn't fill it out.
You want to fill it out?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta be a citizen to fill it out.
Notice that he doesn't tell me it would be illegal to complete the application as a non-citizen, only that he doesn't recommend it. From here, things get even more concerning.
The reason why somebody told me that they were a green card holder and that they came in and then they submitted and they were good.
We can't stop you from submitting the application and
Wow.
it goes through, but most likely, because they don't do like a full background check, but once in a while, you know, we have people who come in here and they have legal situations and they register, they weren't a citizen, boom, boom, boom. So
This is a direct admission that non-citizens
Wow,
are in
dude.
fact registering to vote, something that many claim is a conspiracy theory.
All right, here's the deal. To be honest with you, I'm really against everything that's going on right now, and I'm trying to do my part. So, like, do you mind if I fill this out, or like, is it okay with you?
it's up to you. That's like, I can't tell you what to do. If you want to fill it out, but everything is clearly stated, especially at this bottom, it says American citizen. So
It's clearly stated. So, guys, come on. They clearly stated this shit. You know what I mean? They clearly stated on the paper. Isn't that enough? It's clearly stated. I love how they said this was a conspiracy theory too. I love it. And now here you go. Another conspiracy theory. And I'm putting them in quotes because that whole conspiracy theory thing is a conspiracy theory to make us think that we are in conspiracy theories when we are literally just, uncovering all the sick, twisted stuff in our government as of lately. So, I mean, there you have it. They're not telling them it's illegal. They're not pointing out that it's a huge, I don't know. I guess you want to call it like a huge. They shouldn't be doing it. They're just, he's like, hey, you probably shouldn't do it, but I can't really stop you. You know what I mean? Where did you eat a turd sandwich for $1 million? You know what? I heard your mom did. So, see if it tasted all right, and then I'll get back to you. Okay? All right. Let's see. Oh gosh. And then we got to talk about this very quickly too. We've got this Paramount Tactical. He's a huge YouTuber over here, and he is super against Candace Owens, and he's one of these people that he's in the air cult. Okay. He's in the air cult. He's one of the top air cult people on YouTube, I would have to say. And now, excuse me, now they're just basically saying, Candace is trying to get Erica unalived. He said this has to stop now. I can't even put into words how dangerous and deliberately malicious this coordinated smear campaign against Erica Kirk has become. They are relentlessly pushing a narrative that paints Erica as a you-know-what with direct ties to Jeffrey E. I mean, listen, I can honestly say that I did see that Project Constitution has been kind of pushing the barrier when it comes to the things that he's been putting out. It's not really, a lot of it is stuff that's not proven, and he's just stating his thoughts on things, and he's making them sort of come across as facts, which is kind of, which sucks for the truth seekers out there, because we don't want to push out false narratives, and we don't want to push out lies, and we don't want to, say things are true if we don't 100% know that they are true, because that will just make us look like fools at the end of the day. Because already the air cult, they don't want to hear anything we have to say. It doesn't matter if you show them a video like we just saw, where you've got, Turning Point USA supporters just bitch slapping people in the street. they're still Christians. They're still good Christians, and they're still, they're amazing people. There's nothing wrong with them. They did nothing wrong. It was probably the kid's fault for his face being, right by the guy's hand. That's probably what it was. These air cult, they do not see this stuff. And so when you put out anything that's false or fake, or you claim that something's true when it's not, it just gives them more fuel against, the entire truth seekers kind of mission, I guess you would try to call it, And a lot of the stuff that he says is very close to something that is true, or it is something that is rumoring. It's a rumor out there, so he'll say it. But a lot of times it's just like the message is lost in the message that he puts out. And the last thing that he put out, this is why Gary is calling him out. Gary hates him in the first place, but Gary's calling him out because Project Constitution just put out this story that he found a video, an audio file from the Jeffrey E. files that he's saying is allegedly Erica recruiting for Jeffrey E. And I'm going to tell you right now, as soon as I heard it, I knew it wasn't her. I have a huge gift for voices. If I heard your voice once or twice, I could identify you just from your voice on the phone, in a recording, standing next to me, wherever. I'm really, really good at it. And I knew it wasn't her. I could tell. There are parts of it that feels kind of, sort of, maybe a little bit like her. They sound a little bit, but the whole way she speaks, the voice itself, everything about it just sounded wrong to me, other than a tiny little snippet that sounded similar to her. So there was no truth to it. And actually, it was already disproven a while back, and it was proven to be somebody else. But he did post it saying that it was her, this, that, and that. And then at the very bottom, he says, this is just my opinion. This isn't a substantiated proof, But people miss that part, right? You miss that. You see the headline, you're like, oh my gosh. So immediately everybody started reposting it, and it went kind of sort of baby viral over on X, which is a problem because, now they have all this. They've got this big, see, you're lying, you're liars, you make shit up, you're just going after her character, you're making shit up. And so it just gives them more fuel, okay? But anyhow, Gary decides that he is going to just, again, these air cults, they just deny. They're relentlessly pushing a narrative that paints Erica as a you-know-what with direct ties to you-know-who. So I don't understand why, when you're literally showing proof of certain text messages, certain posts, certain things that appear to be, inappropriate text messages to a 15-year-old young girl, when you're showing all of these things that are tangentially related to the woman, in every single way, shape, or form, literally every person in her circle has some ties to something to do with, trafficking. And so it definitely is not something that we should overlook, but it's something that the air cult just can't see. They refuse to look at it. They refuse to see it, even when it's smacking them right in the face, just like the Turning Point USA guy did earlier. Smack that dude right in the face. So anyways, it's ridiculous. So now, he's probably one of the head leaders, and he's on a mission now to say that, Candace is out to get Erica Kirk unalived. That must be it. Because she's showing information that has been found in Erica Kirk's past. Obviously, she's trying to get her unalived. If you are able to skip from this point to this point, and that makes sense in your head, there's something wrong with you, okay? Because by you just showing documentation of certain suspicious activities and then saying, what the hell is this? We need more information. We need to see what's going on here. Just like every other normal human being who is not brainwashed can clearly see. And again, and even more so, every actual true Christian can see this is wrong. This stuff doesn't feel right. This is not normal. I don't like pastors who are accused in 12 different lawsuits of, trafficking and all these things that literally the amount of pastors that are being charged with perverse, disgusting things is out of this world. And they're all in some way, linked to Turning Point USA and linked then because they're linked to Turning Point, linked to Erica Kirk. And so to point this out, it's obvious. And I don't understand why they're trying to, they think we're that stupid that going, oh yeah, Candace showed us, documents that this and this is related. She must be trying to get Erica unalived. She must be. It has to stop right now, immediately, right now. Yep. They're showing their true, they're showing their true real characters. Yeah. Yep. Oh, I definitely can call whoever I want to unhinged. I definitely do. 100%. I'm in America, and right now I do have freedom of speech. And so I'll call whoever the hell I feel like unhinged. Okay? All right. You sound unhinged, and so does your mother. Okay? That's who's unhinged. Okay? So yeah. This is the post that Project Constitution did right here. Smoking gun, the leaked wiretap captures Erica scheduling this. And so this does immediately come across as, oh my God, this is something, and because he has a bigger account over on X, people take him serious. They take his words seriously. They take what he says to heart. And so when you see something like this, immediately he says, I've verified its authenticity. This is not a rumor. This is not a theory. So I don't know. I mean, I guess you could say it's true that he verified that it is authentic because he did find it on the DOJ website. It's not a rumor because it was real, but it was already, like I said, it was already proven to be somebody else's voice on that call. And so by saying those two things, he's, kind of just making it worse, just making it suck for us because now they have all this to say about it. And then you give, Paramount Tactical, you give Gary a bunch of ammunition against everybody by doing that kind of stuff, so kind of stinks. But yeah, I'm not even gonna play it. It's not even worth listening to. Let's see. And I just okay, let's oh, hold on. I've got something even worse than this. If you think that's bad, if you think all that stuff with Turning Point's bad, wait till you see the latest that has broken about those guys. Let's see. It's pretty sucky. It's pretty sucky. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, okay. So somebody actually took a screenshot. Let me show you guys this. This is a screenshot, I believe, of what Candace Owens was showing, the ties that she found to Erica and Jeffrey E. And this is actually the only things so far that has been discovered about this, although people, I'm sure, have been looking relentlessly to find some type of ties. But I do believe that she was smart enough, if this is something that truly happened, she was at least smart enough, or her mother was smart enough to make sure that there was never any direct link. It was always probably, a tangential link, knew somebody that did that, or knew somebody that did that, or was with somebody who talked to them, or this or that. There was no direct links. So 2014 to 2015, July 2014 to January 2015, Erica begins tweeting she is casting as a casting recruiter in Los Angeles, a casting recruiter. Okay. Then in 2015 to 2017, Erica is seen taking multiple meetings at Next Model Management with Faith Cates's business guys. In particular, this modeling company procured a lot of Eastern European models. Jeffrey E. is a regular at Next Model Management Office, as he is extremely close with the founder, Faith Cates. She will eventually be forced to step down because of the scandal, and it is unclear why Erica was involved with this modeling agency at all. Now, the sad thing about this is we don't know who Candace's sources are in this stuff. She doesn't say, and I can understand why, because if I was going to tell her something, I wouldn't want to tell her with these powerful people. These are very powerful people. You don't want them knowing your name, especially if you have information about this type of stuff. You don't want these people coming for you. And so she's protecting them. And I understand that, but it's very frustrating because, unless we have sources like that of our own, we can never know if it's 100% accurate, true. We don't know the person that told her this, all kind of stuff, But this is so far the ties that we're seeing between the two. Okay. So I'm going to remove that. And there is something pretty terrible that we need to look at. Let me remove this one because we talked about that. This is here it is. All right. So this is some breaking news as well, which is kind of terrifying. Let's see. Get a life and worry about things that actually matter and people who actually matter. Why are you in my chat? Why are you so obsessed with me? Like, oh my God. You need to find something else to do. Why don't you get a life and worry about somebody that's not me, okay? And eat just a big giant bag of D's. All right? Now, let's see here. Sword Truth, another post from Sword Truth, and he posted, let's see here. This is kind of crazy. This is another son of TPUSA faith pastor sentenced to 4 years in prison over child SA images. This is what TPUSA is bringing to your schools and churches. A search warrant on paternals, I don't know how you say it, home, led detectives to find more than 200 files of child SA material, some of which included, I'm not going to read it out loud. Yeah. This is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. The son of a TPUSA faith pastor. Charged with this, this and this. It's like you can't even, it's so bad. The stuff that they do is so bad. You can't even literally talk about it. You can't even talk about it because, you're not allowed to say half of this stuff. And they're out here doing it. It's crazy. It's crazy. So it's like another one. It's like it's another one. Like how many of these pastors and predators and perverts are we going to have to see that are doing all this stuff before these air cult actually wake up and realize something is wrong? And you know what's sad? I could totally see that. I could totally picture them just laughing at all these people who followed them. I could see them like behind closed doors, just cracking up, just laughing at everybody, just like, look how stupid they are. I mean, could you see the evil woman laughing at them? It's like I pictured in my head. I could see in my head. Paper USA. I love it. I love it. Let's see. Yes, Amy. Hillary Rodham Clinton's brother passed within weeks of the so-called suicide of E, but that's her brother shown. Yes, and wait till you see what else I found. It's just, oh my gosh, it just gets worse and worse. I'm telling you, it's a shit show. This was the perfect day for this because it is a shit show. So let me go back one. Let me remove this. Because now we're going to get into the Jeffrey E. stuff because it's pretty wild. Wait until you see this shit, guys. I'm not even kidding. Okay, this was another thing related to BB from Philadelphia, being unalived. Somebody said, no, he didn't make it to the hospital. He unalived in the spot. His brother tried to make it to the hospital, but he unalived as well. They cannot hide it for long. We are the media. So I'm guessing this person is, I don't know. the media, some type of media. So, I mean, there are some details coming out, but we just, you know, yeah, they're not going to hide it for long. Yeah, there's so many things. Holy crap. Let me just tell you about this Jeffrey E stuff and then we'll go back to it. So first up, something I wasn't aware of that I'm now finding pretty odd, all right, is that the Patriotic Blonde post, just a weekly reminder that the government accidentally announced Jeffrey E.'s death the day before he died. Like, what? Huh? I didn't know that. Did you guys know that? Jay says, you're a useful idiot. You know who isn't a useful idiot? Your mom. She's just a plain idiot. She's not even useful. You know what I'm saying? She's not even useful. I mean, I've heard she's useful for some things, but I don't want to talk about that online. Okay. Yeah, so anyways, the Jeffrey E's, this is a United States Attorney's Office, and it says statement of Manhattan U.S. Attorney on the death of defendant Jeffrey E. Early this morning, the Manhattan Correctional Center confirmed that Jeffrey E., who faced charges brought by this office of engaging in the trafficking of you-know-whats, had been found unresponsive in his cell and pronounced unalive shortly thereafter. Today's events are disturbing. Today's events are disturbing, and we're deeply aware of their potential to present yet another hurdle to giving Jeffrey's many victims their day in court. To those brave young women who have already come forward, and to the many others who have yet to do so, let me reiterate that we remain committed to standing for you, and our investigation of the conduct charged in the indictment, which included a conspiracy count, remains ongoing. And this is dated August 9th, 2019. Do you guys know, like, for sure what day they say he was unalived? Yeah. Yeah, I truly believe that was Hillary's brother. I did a little video about it, but I never did put it up because I didn't think anybody would be interested. But yeah, it seems as though, let's hear letters out. And then we've got another little piece of information here. Has just found somebody just recorded this allegedly. I'm gonna put this big so you can watch it as well. Tell me who you see coming up, who this guy in the car is recording. He's gonna pass somebody. Tell me who you think this is. Here it comes. And evidently this was done recently. This video was taken recently because it's going viral all over the internet. It's going viral. I mean, what? Like, what? I don't know. They're claiming it's, they're claiming it seemed like it might be legit. They're freaking out. So I guess we won't know until further information comes in, but yeah, South Florida Highway. And I did find it outside of Project Constitution as well. Like, a lot of people were posting about it. So I think we might have to just wait and see. And Sword Truth posted that Liz Crokin actually comes out. She actually came out and accused Erica Kirk of being involved in the R word, the T word, and the other T word of children. And this is what her post evidently said. She said, I came to that conclusion based off of my own research. And before, Candace started exposing any of this. So everyone who's trying to get me to cover up for this can go F off. I don't care who you are or what you claim to represent. If you are involved in this stuff, I will expose you. It's really that simple. And people are like, whoa. And she did post this spreadsheet kind of, which shows all the different ties to everything. And I don't know if this was her spreadsheet or is this the one Candace had on her show, guys? I can't remember. But it does show a lot of things. I've had Grok clean it up so it wasn't so blurry, and I'm gonna take a look at it and try to see what I can see, and maybe I'll do a video and just kind of tell you guys where everything's at. I would love to make like a Venn diagram of all of this information and see where the circles meet. You know what I'm saying? I would love to do that. I don't know how good I'd be at it, but if any of you guys are good at that kind of thing, shoot me an email because I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it in that way, because I think that so many things are overlapping and we just aren't really, I think seeing it in that way would make it easier for us to actually see it, And so there's that. And then we talked about this already. We're slowly getting through it, guys. We're slowly getting through this shit show. All right. We saw this already. Look at that. We're doing a good job here. We saw this already. I want to show you the other things I found with Turning Point, because there was a couple of somebody posted a really good somebody did a really good post actually comparing the things that Turning Point's doing right now compared to what Charlie wanted. Here it is. Here we go. This is Sam Parker. Some of you guys may know him. He's got a big channel too over here on YouTube. And let's see. Jay Donovan says, Piglet, LOL, you're irrelevant. Okay, then why are you here, bro? Quit obsessing with me. Quit being obsessed with me. Oh my God. You really need to go back to spanking yourself down in the basement of your mommy's house. All right. And quit bothering us. So Sam Parker posts, what sort of black magic sorcery was Tyler Robinson into? Consider that Charlie hated Ben Shapiro. Now Turning Point defends Ben Shapiro. Lets him host the Charlie Kirk show and lets Ben kick off AmFest. They say Charlie loved Thomas Massie and said Massie was one of his favorite congressmen, and now TPUSA attacks Thomas Massie. They say Charlie said Nicki Minaj was a bad role model. Now Erica, interviews her on stage at AmFest. And we went over a few of these in a couple of videos that I've done. He said Charlie admitted Epstein may have worked for Israel said the bad word, intelligence, and urged the Trump administration to release the files. And Erica has remained completely silent. And that's another thing. Why are they so silent on all of this stuff surrounding Jeffrey E? And it's crazy because Charlie would have been posting every single day about this stuff. He would post something every day, a question he would pose to the public, or, he would post something, some of his thoughts, and these guys, literally all they post is they post about stupid stuff. They're like, Charlie would have liked, Charlie would have liked you to donate and buy hats. It's like, Erica's remained completely silent while several close connections between her and Jeffrey E have come to light. Charlie was outspoken and explicitly against expanded regime change. And now TPUSA said he'd support this expanded regime change. And I did see that post. I did see a couple posts that he did on this. They're showing it all over because people are like, yo, what are you talking about? Charlie quietly went to the White House to plead with Trump to stop the escalation of the war. And now TPUSA secretly goes to the White House the day before the Jeffrey E files are released and puts out a Charlie Kirk show episode meant to trick everybody into thinking they were still in Arizona and not in secret meetings at the White House. Have you guys heard about that one? Have you guys heard about them like being at the White House and faking the show being live or something like that? I mean, it's crazy. They literally just, you know, they are so deceitful. I don't even know how they can figure out half this shit. I don't even know how they figure out half these plots and these little things they're doing. It's wild. Charlie was planning a run for governor of Arizona. Now, Turning Point says that Charlie thought Erica was going to be president. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, you guys remember they said Charlie was like, yo, Erica's better at me than everything. Erica's like better than me altogether. She's like the best out of everybody I know. She's better than even me. She can do everything way better than me. Meanwhile, she can't even get through one speech with her own words. She never even says her own words. It's always Charlie would have wanted this, and God is good. God, pray, Bible, Bible. It's weird. Charlie praised Erica's role as a mother and encouraged men to do whatever it takes to enable their wives to stay home like he was doing. Now Erica's running TPUSA, going on speaking tours and getting appointed to the board of the Air Force Academy, despite massive amounts of money and resources at her disposal to help her not have to work while she raises her kids. And that's, guys, like seriously, that's another thing. Come on. Raise of hands, men or women, okay? Put a one in the chat if you were in that position and your spouse left you with millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. Plus, you raised millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars after your spouse, was unalived. Would you decide to retire? Would you be like, yo, I'm out of here. I'm done. I can't do this. I want to be with my kids. Like, I've just realized with the loss of my husband, I realized that life is short. You only have so many days on this earth, and you should spend it with the people that you love, and you should spend it doing things you love. And since I have like the ultimate amount of funds, I think I'm going to just like buy a really nice house somewhere, take my kids, my whole family, and just go live happily ever after. Or would you be like, yeah, I need to run TPUSA. I need to go hard. I need to go hard. I need to bring my kids into the office every day and have strangers watch them all day because I got to be here at work. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah. Yeah, she is. She's with the get all the money gang. Yes, she is. Yeah, probably not her kids. I know. Yeah. Yeah, I just find it weird. Like, I would never. I'd be like, yo, I'm out. Be like, thank you, baby, for leaving me all this loot. I am out of here. I'd be so excited. So, moving on. Yes, the love of money is the root of all evil. And you know what cracks me up? All these Christians, they continue to follow these people. They continue to like the air cult, right? The air cult, the Christian air cult members. They go on and on and on about how God-fearing and Christian she is. But it's pretty clear to me, and I'm pretty sure all of you guys as well, that she worships money. Her God is money. It's so evident. It's so obvious. It's so disgustingly brazen and in our faces. I don't understand. I mean, if you think she's a Christian, how could she worship money? I don't get it. There's only one God. Charlie turned down the $150 million from Bibi and proclaimed he was dropping the pro-Philadelphia cause. Now Turning Point has re-embraced the pro-Philadelphia cause, and Erica does an interview with Philadelphia operative Barry Weiss, and TPUSA magically raised $250 million in the wake of Charlie's unaliving, while denying Charlie ever received that offer. And then, of course, guys, it came out later in many, many, many interviews from many other people that he actually did receive that offer. Charlie called for an extra Doge-style effort, because we are not allowed to say audit. It's an effort examining TPUSA beyond the normal audit process. Now, TPUSA has canceled that effort. And Charlie says, never stop asking questions. And TPUSA says, stop asking questions. Like, there's so many things they're doing that's the exact opposite. It's wild. It's wild that people continue to follow this and are like, oh, yeah. You know, they're so Christian. They're great. We love them. It's disgusting. I'm sick of hearing it. I'm sick of them lying about everything. But wait, there's more. But wait. So here's something I found really, really problematic. All right. Let me tell you what I found really problematic, guys. Here's the main thing that really stood out to me among all the other news that I saw this week. And it's the Tyler Robinson trial. Okay. Tyler Robinson's on trial. I don't know what part of the trial they're going through right now. I know they're still deciding what evidence can be, there, what they're going to bring for this, that, and the next. They're still kind of getting everything prepared for the, I guess, starting phases of the trial. But he's still in court. He's still, he's still there getting things hashed out. And nobody from Turning Point has gone to a single hearing yet. They've not been in court once yet. Not one time. Not Erica Kirk, and nobody from Turning Point USA. Nobody. So somebody posted, Brandy said, I captured a video of Tyler leaving the courthouse today in Provo, Utah. Here's the latest update from the hearing. The judge ruled most of the defense's motion cannot stay sealed and will most likely become public. The defense argued releasing them could hurt Tyler's right to a fair trial, but the judge said they don't provide enough justification to keep them private, siding mostly with transparency. The defense now has until March 30th to file redacted versions with only truly private information removed. The bottom line, more details about the case filings could soon become public. What's next? There will be a hearing on April 17th, whether cameras and media equipment should be excluded from the courtroom, and the preliminary hearing is currently scheduled for May. And she said, your girl plans to attend all the trials and keep you updated. That might be something I would like to go to myself. I might like to go to that myself. And, they say April 17th, and Jesus is King says, I have a weird question. Why Erica is not there? And Brandy said, no, she hasn't been to one court hearing. No one from TPUSA has attended. Crazy, huh? What do you guys think about that? Yeah, that's creepy. Not to mention the fact that they put a whole damn tent up so you could go do selfies under the tent he got unalived in. That was weird too. Yeah. Paula says that she was busy building. That's right. What's up? What's up, Betty? Welcome in. And let's see. And it all comes down to money. That's you. And if all comes down to dollars, you are pathetic. I don't know what they're trying to say. This is not English. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying. There's a burn mark under Charlie's right nipple and burns running up arms. Yeah, there's all kind of weirdness. There's all kind of weirdness with this whole thing. Paula says, everything is problematic with TPUSA. Indeed. Thank you, Deb, for the super sticker. I think somebody else gave me super stickers. I gotta figure out where they are. Can't see them in here. Painful Truth. Thank you for the $5 super sticker and the $3 super sticker. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right, let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that just isn't adding up. It's just not adding up. 3 separate police squad cars claiming to witness Charlie was fighting for his life to escape 70 miles per hour SUV driving to further hospital. Yeah, what's that about too? Like, I don't It's really, at this point, it's like, it's insulting. It's very insulting is what it is, because they honestly think that we are so god darn stupid. They really do. They're like, man, we had to go to the hospital that was like further away, obviously. And you guys even questioning it. You're ridiculous. You must be demons. You're evil. Get out of here. You're evil. Oh, thank you, Holla, for the $4.99 super sticker. Thank you. Thank you. Very, very kind of you. Thank you so much. I'm very late. Bah. You know what? You missed a lot, Tanya, but that's okay because it went pretty. I feel like it's been going quick. So if you rewind it and watch the recap, watch the when we're done, and you'll love it because we had such a shit show today, and there's more. But wait, there's more. I mean, it just doesn't end, guys. Yeah. How your glasses look weird. Oh, thank you. Thank you for staring at me so much that you notice that kind of thing. Everything about you is weird, including yo mama. Okay? Yes. Yes. They yes, they did. See, my theory about this is they definitely knew that Charlie built momentum and that he was herded by youth. It was his idea to go after the younger voters, right? It was his brainchild to say, let's get out here and recruit these people who are coming of age to vote. Let's get these people to vote. This is how we're going to get Trump into office. We will get these people to vote, and his plan worked. Lo and behold, his plan worked. Well, now we're seeing signs that the air cult and Erica Kirk's about to probably make a run for president in 2028 or vice president at the very least. And, she's going after high schoolers because they're going to be of age in 2028 to vote. She's like, I got an even better idea. F those college kids. I'm going for the high schoolers because they're more easily influenced, right? They're easier to influence. And they're just obviously going to love me because I'm like so one of them. Did you see her goddamn stretch pants that she wore the first time? That first one, she had her hair up. She was acting like she too just jumped out of bed and came into school that morning. She's like, what do high school kids like wear? What do they like? What do they do? I'm just gonna like totally be like one of them. Like, bitch, no, you're old. You're not in high school. You're not even in college anymore. Okay. You have nothing that you can relate to these children with. Children don't like you. Animals don't like you. Toddlers don't like you. I don't like you. All these guys don't like you. Nobody likes you. You think high school kids are going to think you're cool? Like, oh my God, I hate older people that try to like get down with the youth, right? And try to like be hip. I just can't stand it. Be your age, but not her, dude. She's like, I'm going to put my hair in a messy bun. I'm going to act like I just rolled out of bed, just like all these guys. And, I'm going to go hit the streets, talk to these high school kids. And basically what they're doing is they're taking polls at all these high schools to find out what these young people want to hear, what they want in a presidential candidate. And, I wouldn't be surprised if she's not got an entire department going through these polls and basically taking out, the most popular, what everybody voted for the most. That's what she's structuring her next whatever on, and she thinks she's so smart, but she didn't think of it. Charlie thought of it. Charlie was the one doing it, Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. I hate when people that jerk off in their mom's basement try to hop into my chat and call me a moron. Oh my God. Why do people that don't even want to be here have to comment? It's because they don't feel heard by their mommy and they want us to hear them. I hear you. I hear you, John. I hear you, buddy. I predict that if Erica goes for any office, she'll be talking to her husband soon. Well, she said she can't wait. She like knows he's like having a party up there in heaven. Like they're up there, Charlie's dancing. He's doing his thing. You know what I mean? He's having a great time, she said. She can like picture it. She can picture it. She can't wait. She's totally excited. She said none of them were afraid to be unalived because they knew, everything would be fine. And Charlie would not come back. If he had the choice, he would not come back, guys. He doesn't want to come back. He doesn't want to see his children. He doesn't want to, walk his daughter down the aisle. He don't want to do none of that. He just wants to he's jamming in heaven with Jesus and he don't want to come back down here. Mm-hmm. And the air cult's all over it. They're like, I don't know. They agree with her. They're like, that's normal. That's totally normal. It's totally normal. I feel bad. I honestly do feel bad because I think at this point, I think they're brainwashed. There's no other logical explanation to the amount of blinders they have on to all these things that are coming up and that look shady and at the very least need investigated. Now, I don't know if she did anything. I really don't know. All I do know is she seems very happy her husband is gone. Does that mean she did something to cause it? No, I don't know. I don't know what she did. I'm not that woman. I have no idea. But I just know she isn't acting right. And I know that, these questions need answered. If this was anybody, we'd be asking these questions. If it's anybody, we would want these same answers. These are the same people that are all upset about the Jeffrey E. files, right? They're so upset about all that because it's so terrible. And yet you see similarities and connections and they're like, no, but those connections don't mean nothing. You're crazy. You guys are so evil. That means nothing. I showed you the picture of that little girl. It was a little girl in a picture with a butterfly. She had a butterfly long sleeve shirt on, all these little weird toys put out like in a certain order. It was very strange. She had that little stuffy around covering up her, neck area in the picture. And Erica's like, I have something special for you. She's tagging somebody like, I have something special for you. Very special. Something. It wasn't even like, I have someone very special to introduce you to, or it was just weird. It was just weird, Yeah, the Freudian slips. Oh my God, Amy, did you hear the one that what's his name? Blake Neff, the Freudian slip he just did? That was great. He was like, they're just so overcome with guilt right now. I mean grief. It was so funny. It was so funny. I was like, dude. Oh my God, they're just ridiculous. All right, let me scroll to the top. Let's scroll to the top and let's see. Well, the second down because we did look at the top one already. That's this. I'll tell you what, for those of you just coming in, we went over all of the stuff from the week that was terrible and we hated. Please hit the like button while you're here before you leave. And before you forget, please, if you're on the vertical, double tap that screen. And, if you're on the regular, just hit the like button. It would it helps me out so very much. And so, yeah, we're just recapping all the craziness from the week that pretty much was a shit show, right? And so we're calling it Shit Show Sunday because it's a shit show. And what ticked me off the most was the Representative Melanie over here saying, let me be clear, okay, we are not voting for the SAVE Act. That ticked me off, that's what sparked the whole thing because she just was like, I was like, bitch, are you what? You what? Huh? Who are you talking to? That's like you going into your boss and being like, let me be clear. I ain't about to do that report for you. Fuck out of here. You'd get fired in 2 seconds. Your boss would be like, oh, really? You want to be clear? Let me be clear. You're fired. That's what your boss would say. So the balls on these people, they're just insane. It's like, what? So Thomas Massey just went nuclear on Trump's Department of Justice for bringing 0 charges, arrests, or investigations over the Jeffrey E. files. And I don't want to, let's see. I don't know if I want to. Yeah, I don't want to play it because he says a lot of stuff that we don't want to have on here. But he goes off. And I got to say, I'm kind of digging. I'm kind of digging Thomas Massey and his stance. You know, he's really out here putting his neck on the line. You know, he truly is. I mean, he's really mouthing off and he's snapping back at everybody. And even Donald Trump's trying to like he's trying to end that political career. Although I did hear that wherever they were speaking somewhere this week, debating or something somewhere. I don't know. Or maybe Thomas Massey did a speech. Well, Trump came back and did a speech of his own, supporting some other candidate or I don't know, something like that. And right afterward, Thomas Massey's approval rate went up by like 30%. It was crazy. It was crazy. He was trying to get like people not to vote Thomas Massey, and all he did was just make his approval rate even higher. So it was wild. But sadly, you know, I mean, as much as I really like that he is out here fighting for this particular thing, I just, you know, I can't trust any of these. I can't trust any of these people. They're all snakes in the grass, every single one of them. They truly are. And, you know, I'm going to say again, I urge every one of you guys to definitely try to figure out who your state representatives are and start continuously just calling them. Calling the office, record it, get a recording of it and post it on social media. Let them know your feelings on these things and tell them what you want them to vote for and how you want them to vote. I mean, if enough of us put it out on social media and blast them, maybe they'll be embarrassed. Maybe they'll do something, you know, but we definitely need something to happen here. And we definitely need some more solutions because right now we have no solutions. We are absolutely frustrated, upset, angry, and there's just no, like, what do we do? What do you do? How do we fix it? We're all kind of like in limbo and it's frustrating, you know, it's frustrating for every one of us. And it's making us really feel bad. Just really feel bad. All right. Now, next up, we've got Tucker Carlson. Okay. He says, when you discover the CIA has been reading your texts in order to frame you for a crime. This is pretty kind of crazy, I'm going to say. A little kind of scary, I'm going to say. And we're going to listen what he has to say because, yeah, it's wild. It's wild what they're trying to do with him. I mean, remember, guys, Tucker's like this really huge journalist, right? So first, let me just welcome in everybody who just came in. I apologize for not really, talking to you guys and reading the chats too much. Let's see. Clayton being rude. Look who's talking. Go to a mirror and look. I have. I mean, come on. All this? Are you kidding? Please. Amy says protect the youth. I thought Meghan Markle was bad indeed. Yeah, for years reading the Bible, she sure doesn't know any of it very well. Very true. She'll probably take the hot tour. Sasquatch, that's great. Oh, shoot. Yes, welcome into everybody who just showed up. Please don't forget to hit that like button. The bands they had at the memorial, oh yeah, would have had to have been booked for months. That's true, huh? That's true. Unless they paid them like an absorbent amount of money. I could see them doing that too, because they're just, money's no object. It's all you guys. It's all of our money, you know? Everybody who donates to them and pays their taxes for them. So, yeah, they'll pay extra. They don't care. Hannah says, I'm finally happy to finally catch it live. I definitely agree with your perspective. I felt crazy when she made that first message after his test. She was so cringe. Exactly. That's how I felt as well. That's how I felt as well. It's I heard it too, and I was just like, that's kind of odd. But I was like, maybe she's just a weird lady. You know what I mean? Maybe she's just a little strange. A lot of people are weird nowadays, and I just kind of let it go. And then the more I kept seeing her, I'm just like, bitch, something's going on here. All right, let's have a listen for a second about what Tucker Carlson is going through right now, because it's a bit insane as well.
So the other day I found out that the CIA is preparing some kind of criminal referral against me, a crime report to the Department of Justice on the basis of a supposed crime I committed. What's that crime? Well, talking to people in Iran before the war. They read my texts. So the crime under consideration apparently would be the Foreign Agent Act or something like that, acting as an agent of a foreign power.
Okay.
And I don't expect this to go anywhere. I'm not too worried about an actual criminal case against me for a bunch of reasons. One, I'm not an agent of a foreign power. Unlike a lot of people commenting on U.S. politics and global affairs, I have only one loyalty, and that's the United States, and have never acted against it. Its interests are the only interests I care about because I'm from here and I have a lot of kids. So that's not a concern. I've also never taken money from anybody. Don't need it, don't want it. And that's
true too. That's true too.
And moreover, it's my job to talk to everybody all the time and try and figure out what's happening around the world. That's literally what I do for a living. And I'm not going to stop doing that. Nor should I don't think. I'm also an American, so I can talk to anybody. I have no secrets to divulge. So legally, I think the case is ludicrous, and I doubt it will even become a case. I'm bringing this up for a couple of reasons, though, and they're pretty obvious. One is that countries tend to become more authoritarian in wartime. It's just the nature of war. People are dying. The stakes are high. People's emotions have risen to a very high point, to a crescendo. And so there's much less tolerance for any kind of dissent in the homeland. The irony, of course, is the United States fights wars on behalf of freedom, but there's always less of it here in our country during war. So that's a widely recognized phenomenon, and it's likely to happen now too.
Yeah. Let's get to the end here because he does reveal some interesting information.
Contents of your texts, it's pretty clear something's going on. And so when you get a call from a reporter who knows the contents of your texts, it's pretty clear something's going on.
Yeah.
None of this, in my judgment, as of right now, is a huge threat to me. So I'm not making this video to complain about it or whine or ask you to send me money because I'm under attack. I'm saying it because it's true, and you should know what your own government is doing, and you should know what the stakes are. And you should know that a lot of what happens in this country that affects outcomes happens behind the scenes. Some of it is legal, some of it is not, including what I'm describing now. But it has an effect. And the intel agencies, again, not everyone in the intel agencies, because there are decent, hardworking Americans who work in the intel agencies. They're Americans, just like there are decent, hardworking Americans who work at the DMV. But there are also people with agendas and grudges and no sense of restraint who are happy to misuse the power they have granted them by our elaborate secrecy laws to hurt fellow Americans for ideological reasons. That is entirely real. That's the story of Russiagate.
Oof.
And it's likely that things like that will begin to happen at greater scale now.
That's terrifying. Okay.
So you should just know that going forward.
I mean, respect to Tucker for coming out and basically kind of giving us the rundown, about what's going on with him. He didn't have to say anything. He could have just, kept it in the dark. And, he didn't have to really say anything about that. I find it, sad that he's a reporter, I mean, what? And like he said, there's nothing to find. This is just kind of interfere. Like it's interfering in your life. You're trying to live your life, do your thing, do your job, do whatever. And you're being investigated because you were a reporter and you wanted to, go do some reporting. Like, yeah. Yeah. He's saying something for a reason. You're exactly right, Forbidden, 100%. You got to question every time you hear something or see something out here, because people definitely, it's always for a reason. There's always a reason. And I want to show you this from Elon Musk. I found this one and I found it a bit terrifying. Okay. I found it terrifying in the fact that if Elon Musk is terrified because of what he has uncovered and what he helped to do with his Doge, right? We should all be pretty terrified. So I want to show you this because it just kind of shook me a bit. Okay. This is JN says Elon knows I think he means to say knows there are in fact hard limitations to free speech. He says, I actually have to be careful that I don't push too hard on the corruption stuff because it's going to get me unalived. So let's take a listen to what his actual words, because it's, like I said, it's pretty terrifying. Let me turn it up. I'm gonna make it big as well. Let me take myself off of here a second. You guys need to hear this one.
A spouse that's really good at insider trading.
Yeah.
Like Paul Pelosi.
It's a lot more than insider trading.
The way they're acquiring wealth.
Correct.
And what other methods?
I mean, this is really going to get me assassinated. It's like I'm not lengthening my lifespan by explaining this stuff.
And all he asked, right, was what other methods are they acquiring their wealth? And it's not insider trading. There's other methods. There's other methods of how they're acquiring their wealth. That's all we want to know. How? What are they doing? He says, "Oh, I can't really say because it's going to get me unalived." Like what? That's insane.
To say the least. I mean, I was supposed to go back to DC. How am I going to survive? This fucker's going to kill me for sure. I actually have to be careful that I don't push too hard on the corruption stuff because it's going to get me killed.
A spouse that's really good.
I mean, what? Like Elon Musk of all people. Elon Musk of all people. You'd think he'd have like robot security and shit. And he's like, it's going to get me unalived. I got to watch what I say. It's going to get me unalived. He doesn't want to tell us how they're getting their money, how they're getting all this money. It's terrifying. It's terrifying. I mean, and yet here we all are, in the dark. We don't even know the first thing about how they're getting all their money. We don't know any of this. And it's like, I mean, I just can't. I've got another one here we can listen to. This one's actually our favorite. It's our favorite. It's the Bride of Chucky. Are you guys ready? What's up, Crystal? How are you? Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I'm getting a real tingling feeling about that whole trafficking situation with, TPUSA. Now, all the stuff with what Elon said about the Doge, the Doge mess. I'm going to call it a mess, if that's what we're going to call it. But there's something going on there. There's something going on. And I don't know. I just don't like how, of all the people involved in everything, Erica Kirk, the one they put front and center as CEO, is the only one who doesn't have a direct connection to all of this stuff, right? It's always one step away. It's like she's friends with Tyler and Tyler did this and this and this, or she's friends with this guy and he did this and this. She has all these pastors that are perverts and PDFs and everything else, and they did this and this and this. But the fact that she's even allowing PDF pastors to, preach to people's sons and daughters, it's like, how are the air cult able to defend that? I don't understand. How are they defending that? That's insane. What is your defense for that? That's why I said it's the air cult and they are brainwashed because there's just no defense for it. There is not. Absolutely no. All right. This is the TPUSA call from February 11th, 2026. And this I got from Project Constitution over on X. And this is, I think, Tyler Boyer talking at first, and then he turns it over to good old Erica. Okay, let's hear what they have to say.
Last thing I'll say is this: at Turning Point Action, we have a ton of jobs posting in Arizona, Nevada, and New Hampshire. Those 3 states are so critical for our success. We actually just locked down. Jonah just got back from there, got the keys to a new building that we have in Las Vegas, which is really exciting. So it's about similar size in this. And so the footprint is growing.
That's terrifying. The footprint of TPUSA is growing. They've got a giant building in Vegas, just about the size of this building right here. Things are moving. Things are happening. They're just growing and growing and growing. And like, obviously, none of us want to see that happening, right? None of us want to see them continue to grow and have this huge footprint, because it's almost like Scientology, only it's TPUSA, Ericology, air cult. It's insane. So anyways, as their footprint is growing,
things are moving, things are happening. But we're going to need 1,000 more people in this room.
They're always greedy for more. They're always so greedy for more. He's like, we're doing great. Things are amazing. Things are being shaken up. We're moving. We're shaking. Our footprint's growing, but we need more people. We need like 1,000 more people in this room. We need more. And that right there should show you that. And she always in her speeches, we got to stay modest. We're going to stay modest. We're going to stay humble. We're going to stay humble. Like, this isn't humble. This isn't humble at all. You saying you're going to stay humble doesn't mean you actually stayed humble. And it doesn't mean that you are staying humble, because you're absolutely not. They just always want more. And it's a huge red flag. It's a huge red flag.
This time next year to win across the country and set ourselves up for the future. So get excited about that. And without further ado, go ahead and hand off the microphone here to the wonderful Erica Kirk.
Woo, the wonderful Erica Kirk. Are you ready? Are you guys ready? Calm down. Like, calm down, everybody. We're gonna hear it. Calm down.
Hi, everyone. I know it's not usually normal to have everyone brought together, but I wanted to do that for a multitude of reasons. One,
Wait. Why not? I thought you guys were like family. I thought you were like super close, like family. You're not together with your family? You don't get together with your family? Well, like, what? What? Huh. Interesting.
being, I want to say something very personal.
Let me stop you right there, you bride of Chucky bitch. So this is another one of her tactics, guys. If you notice, she's continuously, when she wants to try to get close to people and she wants to make people feel special, she's like, you know what, guys, listen, I really want to tell you something super personal. It's something really near and dear to my heart. I've never told anybody, but I trust you and I love you so much that I want to tell you this very personal, private, personal thing. It's very close to my heart. You're the only one I would want to tell. You're so close. You're my family. It's a way to kind of make people think that they are, it kind of links you to that person, right? It like opens that door a little bit, right? Gotta go. You are just weird. Get help. Okay, anonymous. All right. Take care. Thanks for the engagement, biatch. Okay. So here we go. This is Erica Kirk. Really, getting in there with everybody.
And say thank you to each and every one of you. I bring my babies to the office 9 times out of 10. And a lot of you have interacted with them.
Why?
And it's very sweet to me. And it's very precious to them, because then they know you guys by name. And they'll come to me and they'll say, did you know that so-and-so gave me a stuffy or something like that? Thank you. That my kids are my world, and I love bringing them here because they get to see what their father built and what you guys all continue building.
Okay.
So that personally means a lot to me. I just want to say thank you for that. Also, I'm going to be doing something kind of like a lunch with your department style thing, because it is on my heart so badly. I would love to sit down with each and every one of you individually. I want to know your name, your face, like be able to pray for you guys and really just know you.
Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of pause it right there. Because like why so you bring your kids into the office 9 times out of 10. So like why wouldn't you just want to why would you want your kids to be in an office environment in their time of like grieving and upset and like this is like a devastating moment in their lives and their whole routine is now uprooted and changed because she wants to now bring them into the office, right? 9 times out of 10. And she can't just stay home because heaven forbid anything be done at all without her knowledge, right? I'm assuming. And to top it off, she's like, and you guys just like take care of them all day. Like she brings them to the office to get free childcare, even though the bitch has more money than God. She brings them to the office and gets like free childcare. Could you imagine being at work and the boss bitch comes in and it just expects you to watch her little rugrats running around? Like what? For free? I'm sure she's not giving anybody any extra money. In fact, we know she isn't because she doesn't even know who they are. She said, I'd love to just get like, I'd love to know your name. All you people that are babysitting for me here at the office, like, love to know your name. Love to know who the hell you are. Why would you allow your little toddler children to be anywhere near anybody you don't know? Dude, let me tell you something. When my son was that little, do you know how many people he was around that I didn't know their names of? 0. Not a single one. He was never alone with anybody unless, it was me or his father. He was never alone with anybody. I would never leave my kid just to gallivant around in the office with people I don't know. It just shows how much she just, I'm sorry, but that just does not show me that you love your children and you have their best interests at heart. It doesn't. It shows the opposite, actually, in my opinion. I just find it disturbing. I would never. I mean, the janitor could just come and take one of her kids. I could just see her there, like, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Hey, what's your name over there? Susie. Susie, have you seen the 2 kids? Janie and, wait, Stacy, what's the other kid's name? Tom. Janie and Tom? Oh, wait, Todd. Janie and Todd, my 2 kids. Yeah, have you seen them? Can you grab them? Oh, they're up on 5. Can you grab them for me and bring them down? Just put them in the car. I'll be down in a little bit. Like what? Yeah, unless they're not her kids. Right. Or unless she's some type of person that doesn't get attached to anything, even small children, And I feel bad for them kids because no matter what, if they're hers or not, like, is she going to do the same thing to them that was done to her growing up? I mean, look how she turned out. You know what I mean? It's like, what's going to happen? It's wild. It's wild. I don't understand how you would just allow your kids to just, especially after losing their father, like that's so, you want them to have stability in that time. You know what I mean? You want them to have that sense of stability and try to keep everything else around them as normal as possible, even though there's a big, uprooted like difference in their life with their father being gone. You would definitely want to try to keep everything else as normal and uneventful as possible so that, it gives their little hearts time to heal. But she's like, no, I'm just going to bring them into the office 9 times out of 10, where they probably have never really hung out before 9 times out of 10, and throw them with a bunch of strangers that I don't even know who they are. I don't like it. I don't think that's it, Oh, we got a couple air cults in here and a couple dickheads. Welcome in, dickheads. Thanks for joining the show and thanks for the engagement. All right. Let's see. What else have we got? Okay. And these are just people that are like, there was a whole thing unfolding with text messages. They're just arguing over text messages now. You know what I mean? And who said this and who said that? What did Charlie say? And what did this say? And what did that say? And it's just, I don't know. It's just a thing where people know. The people who talks to Charlie, they know what was said. And there's really no reason to even try to argue with these people because, like I said, it's a cult. It's an error cult. And no matter what you show them, it is, it's always just, the same old crap, They just don't believe it. They don't believe it. It's like, whatever. So moving on, we've got a couple of performances actually. And this is just to, kick off close out the day. I think you guys will like it. It's pretty funny. A couple performances by Donald Trump's faith advisor. Now listen, I can understand being the president of the United States is probably very stressful. You probably do have some lapses in your faith. You probably do need a faith advisor from time to time to kind of bring your spirits up and advise you, I guess, on faith. I mean, I don't know why one would need a faith advisor, but here we are with Paula White, and they said she's performing an exorcism, not in a horror movie, not on late night cable, in real life. And people wonder why the rest of the world thinks American politics has completely gone off the rails. And here we have it. Let's take a listen to this little exorcism. I'm excited. Are you guys excited about this? Let's see if we can exorcise these demons out of my chat. We have weak arguments against Erica Kirk, guys. They're so weak. Like ass trafficking? That's so weak. Weak. Oh my God. Trolls are hilarious. I love some trolls, man. I'm so happy we get some over here. I never get these trolls on the other channel. I love them. Thank you guys. Thank you to all the trolls out there. You know what? I am going to change the comment section to, you know how when you first tune in and there's like a little community guidelines? I'm going to be my own community guideline for trolls. I'm just going to let them know if they come here, they're getting trolled right back. We're not polite to trolls. And guys, feel free, anybody in chat, you go ahead and feel free to attack any troll you want. It's a free for all over here. If they come over and troll us, feel free to just go hard. You have my permission. I'm not going to throw you out for telling them your mama. And, all the other fun stuff we get to do. Deb Daisy knows the drill. G Keyman knows the drill. Quite a few of you guys know the drill. You know the troll drill by now. All right. Let's watch this shit show. Paula White performing an exorcism. Drum roll, please. Just kidding. Here we go. And
the Lord says he thrust you suddenly, fire, power.
Oh my God, hold on.
Let it be unlocked. Let it be unlocked. Let it be unlocked. Let the prophetic be unlocked. Let it be unlocked. Let it be unlocked. Let it be unlocked. Let it walk on.
This bitch is nuts. Holy crap. Oh my God. This is hilarious. Oh my gosh. Is she serious? Is she serious? What? Lord have mercy. Yeah, it's like we're becoming the laughing stock. We really are. These other countries got to be cracking up at us. If I was from another country looking in, I would be making fun of us so bad. I really would. I'd be like, look at this. Look at this shit show. This was the perfect video for the shit show. It totally was. I have a couple other ones, and I just wanted to show you the power, the hunger for money out of these people is outrageous. Yeah, outrageous. I got a couple more here. Let's see. Come on. Oh, we watched this already. Oh, also very quickly, guys, I just want to kind of give you guys a little bit of an argument here. So every time we hear Ben Shapiro on some type of show or anywhere, I mean, all these guys, their defense is you should not be attacking Erica Kirk. Why? Because she's a grieving widow. She's grieving her husband, for God's sakes. Leave her alone. This is unfair. It's rude. It's wrong. And, if you are out here picking on her, you're a demon and you're evil and you're a piece of trash. Okay? That's what their argument is. So I would like to counter that argument with this. If we're going to be using that type of, I guess that type of thinking, if we're going to be using that type of thinking, then we all need to leave poor Ghislaine Maxwell alone too. Because you know what? She's grieving the loss of her partner, isn't she? And so if we are going to be thinking like that, we're just going to leave all these widows alone because they're grieving too. So why have we all just been picking on poor Ghislaine? It's so wrong. It's absolutely ridiculous. And we should have left her alone. In fact, why is she even locked up? Why? It's rude. She was grieving. Okay. Yeah. That sounds retarded, doesn't it? It sounds very retarded. That's because it is. That's because it's so super retarded. And I'm sick of that. I'm sick of that argument. It's the biggest argument that they give us anymore. And I'm sick of it. And so feel free to go ahead and use that. When anybody says it to you next time, you go ahead and use that. Because it's the same exact way of thinking. And if it works for, if it holds true for Erica, then it holds true for Ghislaine just as much. And, maybe that'll shed some light on how ridiculous it is. Okay. And this is just Jenny laughing. Jenny's one of my favorites. She's, if you guys are over on X, I definitely recommend following Jenny Robinson. She is hilarious and I just absolutely love her so very much. And we can listen to this one real quick. It's pretty dumb, but you guys might like it.
With those people, and I find it an act. So if Candace Owens decides to slander the widow of Charlie Kirk, I think that people have a moral duty to say that this is a bad thing, even if they are quote unquote friends with those people. And I find it an act.
But let's take that further. So obviously one should state one's view and say, Erica's great and attacks on her are not right.
Well, Michael, I'll just ask you straight up. Is Candace Owens doing something evil by attacking Erica Kirk?
I think that it's wrong to attack Erica Kirk.
Well,
I would just like to know why. Why is it wrong? Nobody said, first of all, the language you're using is ridiculous because no one's actually attacking her. Okay, maybe we're attacking her a little bit. But you know what? When you see all these crazy things in her past, it makes you want to, say something. Makes you want to say something. Makes you want to bring it up. Makes you want to point it out. Like, hey, why is nobody investigating all of this craziness? It's a lot. It's a lot. And it's very suspicious. And, Erica said herself, nothing is by coincidence. There are no coincidences. There's none. She said it, And so people just bringing things up and talking about her and investigating her, which, by the way, when you get any type of position within the government and within politics, and if you are going to be working for the board of tourism or whatever, Air Force tourism, whatever it's called, I don't know the exact title name right now, but if you're going to be working for anything with the government, you should have an intensive background check done. So all of this stuff should already be being looked at by our government. So what Candace is doing by researching the woman in her past, that shouldn't be anything that's new, right? That shouldn't be anything that sparks any type of anything. That should just be like, well, yeah, I'm in this very powerful position within the government. I'm in this very powerful position. I'm a CEO of one of the biggest youth foundations of our time. Yeah. You would expect a level of background check to be done, period. So why they're getting their panties in a bunch because people are investigating this woman is beyond me. And if you didn't want to be investigated, then you shouldn't have took the job. You should have stayed at home with your kids. That's how it goes. You chose to be in the spotlight. You chose to accept these positions and you chose to take on these roles. And you know who I don't hear complaining? I don't hear Erica complaining at all. She's never said, don't investigate me. She's never said, don't look into my past. She's never said, you have no right to, look into anything that I've done in the past. She doesn't say anything. It's these air cults. It's these little lackeys. It's this little tiny, teeny Oompa Loompa, Ben Shapiro, crying about it. You have no right to attack Erica Kirk. She's grieving. I'm like, come on. And, sometimes I wonder, like, is Candace even legit? Like, you just never even know. I mean, from everything I can see, she is legit. She tells the truth. She's never lied to us. But it's like, would they put somebody like her in our view? Would they do something like that? I don't think Candace would be somebody's bitch like that. And so I'm pretty sure that everything we see from her is genuine, because she's just not the kind of person who's somebody's bitch. She just isn't. She has a tiny little team. She does everything by herself. She investigates everything herself, like in just her couple of people that she has with her. She doesn't have millions of dollars of people, sitting in a room looking things up. It's like just her and her little team. And so that's the only reason. Like, if it was anybody else, I definitely think I would be questioning it. But it's like, I could see the government doing something like that, though. I could see them doing something like that. So I wonder who out there is the one that they've got doing that. 'Cause I don't think it's Candace. I don't think it is. I can't see her being someone's bitch. But these guys here are all somebody's bitch. And it's like they come out here and they're proud to be someone's bitch. And it's terrible. It's terrible. But yeah, attacking them, it's not right.
Say the sentence with her name in it.
I'm not going to dance like a puppet for the podcast wars.
You don't have to dance like a puppet, but you are dancing pretty quickly. I mean, there's a lot of tap dancing here.
I know. I don't think there's any tap dancing.
Even if you aren't.
You know what? He's right. He's like, no, I'm not going to dance like a puppet for the podcast wars. I'm not doing it. It's cracks me up when people think they're like, you work for them. It's hilarious. Nobody works for Ben. This dude doesn't work for Ben. He is not going to do what he says. Say your name. Why? Didn't Candace say that's part of like some type of spell that they do or something? Like if they say the name, it like invokes more something to the spell or something like that. And like we laugh and think that these spells that they do and all these weird rituals and things, like you cannot just completely ignore that stuff anymore. You can't do it. We just read a ton of different things in the Jeffrey E files. These people are practicing this stuff. And if you don't know what it is and you don't know your enemy, you are never going to win. You just aren't. You're not going to win. So you have to take all this stuff into account, and you have to take all this stuff, at its face value. Yeah, he does need more eyebrows. He does need some more eyebrows. Did you see the one where they were like this big? That was insane. I can't believe it. I don't know. How do they grow? I don't know how they grow like that. I wish I had that one. I wish I had that clip. That was hilarious. They were like literally, it had to have been at least 1.5 inches. Yeah. It's a transplant. Yeah. He got eyebrow transplants. He got something going on, guys. It's weird. And speaking of transplants and weirdness and stuff like that, look at this video. Red Pill Drifter posted. He said Jeffrey E was deep into cloning. You probably didn't realize that you have seen the same celebrity over and over and over. Recycled, soulless, demonic hybrids, DNA tampering. Wake up. And like I said, this is stuff we have to take into consideration. Okay, so I'm going to show you this, but it's pretty crazy. Are you guys ready? This is really wild. It's totally wild. Mute it because we don't want any of the we don't want any copyrights. But check out these people. These people are like spitting images. Look at that. It's wild. Oh, thank you for the super, Arena. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Look at that. They are definitely so freaking similar. I mean, this one's crazy. These are all nuts. Look at this. Yeah, look at these two. Like every one of them. Look at that. That's insane. They look almost like they could be twins. Oh my gosh, it just doesn't end. Wow. Now this one's pretty crazy to me. Richard Dawkins versus Emma Watson. Do you see the similarities in these two? That's wild. That's wild to me, guys. So wild. I had to show you this one. It's pretty crazy. Whew. Some of them just out of this world. But these two, their faces, I mean, that's like, and that's what I see with Erica Kirk and JD Vance. If you look at them side by side, they look just like this. It's the same type of thing. Same type of thing. This is another one of that Lulu. Oh, wait. And her personal pastor with her second ex-husband delivering a sermon on the importance of including corn in your marriage. Okay, in case you didn't know. She's extremely checker past. You know, I have a question for you guys. Do you guys know how people become pastors? Do you just like, is there something you have to do? You don't have to be like ordained, right? Do you go to school for it? What is it? Let me see if we could Google it. Does anybody know on the fly though? Let's see. Requires a combination of spiritual calling, formal education, often a bachelor's or master's of divinity, and denomination-specific ordination. Key steps include obtaining local church endorsement, completing training, and passing licensing procedures. That's just in my state. Excuse me. Online options are available for quick ordination. Guys, listen up. Listen up. I'm going to get ordained as a pastor. I'm getting ordained as a pastor. I'm just telling you right now. That's what we're doing over here. Okay. I'm going to go through the process and I'll take you guys with me step by step, and I'm going to get ordained as a pastor. Because you know what? I want to be a pastor too. That's just what's up. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. I'm going to do it. Oh yeah. No, I'm doing it. I'm totally doing it. And then when they have something to say, I say, hey, I'm a pastor. What? I'm a pastor. What? Please. Exactly. Exactly. I want to see how just completely and totally like any old person can just go be a pastor. That's what I want to prove. I just want to prove that, even if you just want to be, even if you're just a creepy old PDF who really is fake, you could actually go be a pastor. Because that's what they're out here doing. I don't know how these people are becoming pastors. It's scary to me. Every single one of them that I've read about, the one has like 12 cases against him. The other one was working with the guy that had 12 cases against him. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And how are they becoming pastors? I want to know. I want to know. How are they passing anything? And I don't get it. I don't get it. And then people just put them up on a stage and, you know, they're just like, oh, well, they're a pastor. They must know what they're talking about. They're a pastor. Right? I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people get ordained to do weddings. You know, there's people who get ordained to do weddings. Are those pastors? Or do they call themselves pastors? I'm not sure how it works. I'm actually joking. Okay? That's what we do over here on this channel. We keep it light, we keep it laughing, and we joke. Okay? But I do want to know what you have to do, how difficult it is to become a pastor. I imagine not, because I do know, like, there are people that get ordained to be able to marry people, you know? Like, they want to marry their loved ones or whatever, they go and get ordained. So, I guess it doesn't take much, but I just find it disturbing that, you know, if it doesn't take much, why I don't know why people follow them so very much. Why do people follow these pastors that really seriously have disturbing histories and backgrounds and just, you know, well, they're a pastor. You know, they must know they're a pastor. It's crazy. Because, I mean, obviously, you don't have to be a good person. Yeah, don't trust any of them either. But it teaches you a lot that you might not know about the hidden symbolism. Yeah, because I mean, I watched early on in the channel, I watched this young woman went to one of those TPUSA events and the pastor was like bashing everybody and the stuff he was saying was outrageous. It was like, how is this in any way Christian? The words that he was saying were terrible. And then he came out and bashed the young girl who just really had a great argument as to why she didn't like that sermon. You know, she was just like, this is what it felt like. This is how I felt. I didn't care for it, etc. And then the pastor literally came out and bashed this young girl too, who was very, like, you could tell the girl was such a really good person. She was so sweet and so kind and very well spoken. And she was just expressing her opinion to her, you know, social media followers. And that pastor literally ripped her apart. It was insane. Wait, what are we talking about? Flat Earth? I cannot. All right, who's seen flat? Where are we going here? What's going on here? What's going on here? The tree. U.S. picked up. I don't have any opinion on that because I am not sure about that. I'm not heavily into politics or any of that. This is like dipping the toe in the pool for me. With this whole Charlie Kirk thing, it opened my eyes, and I'm now just beginning my journey into it. So I literally don't know very much. Finding good to get clues. Flat Earth is stupid as a non-dumb person. You can use math on sphere Earth. Yeah, as a non-dumb person, I love it. They're satanic. Yeah, they seem very satanic to me. You know, someone who has studied the Bible. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. My cousin, he knows the Bible inside and out, back and forth, up and down, left and right. He knows everything. He could quote any part of the Bible. He knows so much, and he's so good with it. And you can tell that he truly believes in the things that he's saying. And having one conversation for 10 minutes with him opened my eyes to so many things that I had never even noticed before, thought of before, or put together. I never even put it together myself. Okay. I mean, the things that he is kind of explaining to me and how the events that are kind of unfolding right now in our society and our nation, a lot of these things they coincide with some really upsetting parts of the Bible. And it's, you know, it kind of opened my eyes to like, this has got to be real. This has got to be real. And to me, somebody that could take someone who isn't very religious, myself, and make me, you know, open my eyes and say, what I need to start, you know, I need to start taking this seriously. I need to start learning some things. I need to start, you know, working on my faith. That's a huge deal. That's a huge deal. And I can tell you that none of those people I have seen walking the stage on any of those Turning Point USA events have even, they made me feel the opposite, to be honest. When I watched them, I laughed and I'm like, this is Christianity? No, thank you. I don't want no parts of it. This is disgusting. This is disgraceful, you know? So to me, it's like, that's the proof I have. That's the proof I needed. That was my proof that they are full of ish because, you know, I know someone who isn't, and they turned my whole mentality around. They turned my whole mentality around. Yeah. Yeah. And so it's like, when you compare the two, you can see who's actually believes in this stuff. My cousin, who is one of the biggest believers I know, never sounds like, when he tells me about all this stuff, it's like he doesn't preach though, like you hear Erica Kirk preaching, like that last video I did where she's like, God, God, Jesus, Jesus. Or no, sorry, she never says Jesus. She is God, God. God is good. God is great. You know, look at the gospel, read the Bible, 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 God, God, God. Like that many times in a speech, in a 15-minute speech. It was intense and it was weird and it didn't feel real. It didn't feel sincere. It didn't feel sincere. And so that's kind of, I think, another reason why it's opening my eyes to a lot of this stuff. I mean, I didn't pay attention. Like I said, my eyes were closed to politics altogether. It upsets me. It makes me, I get anxiety, you know, I get really depressed, super depressed. And I just kind of closed my eyes to it, ignored it, and didn't want to even watch the news every night. I wouldn't even watch the news. I was like, no, thank you. I'm not watching that. I don't want to hear none of it. I don't want to know. And then the sad thing about what happened to Charlie Kirk was like terrible, but it opened my eyes to an entirely like the entire world. It really opened my eyes. It changed my viewpoint to a lot of things because I'm just like, wow. And then I start digging in. And it was all because Erica is so, you know, she came across as so like, what is that? She was just so not genuine. And I was like, you know, then I started digging into things and I'm realizing all this stuff that's going on. And of course, Charlie Kirk, the whole Charlie Kirk thing takes you down a political rabbit hole, right? And I'm like, damn. So I start looking into this stuff even more. And now I start noticing things and I'm getting like really into it. I'm like, I can't believe this is the stuff that happens and this is what goes on. And so I am pretty much like new to all of that, all of the politics and even Christianity. I mean, I've have my family, you know, I've got different religions in my family and what have you. But like I said, I was always kind of more spiritual rather than religious. And this whole thing, like just watching the comparison of these pastors to a person who's not even a pastor, who totally changed my mind about just completely, you know, flip-flopped my way of thinking. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I can't believe that the stuff we're dealing with nowadays is even happening. It's crazy to me. And I want to have my cousin on here because he definitely does tie things together to show you what's going on in the world right now compared to what the Bible says is going on and what to look out for and this, that, and the next. And I think it would be really cool to discuss those comparisons and see see what we could see, basically, you know. And he does it in a way that's not preachy and stuff like that. He does it in a way that sounds more like he's talking about history and things. It's not like, you know, it's not like what we hear from Miss Kirk. It's not like that at all. Okay. So I think you guys might enjoy that, just hearing it, the different things that are tied together, you know? Oh, here's another little piece of the shit show today, guys. Here we go. So today, a federal judge blocked Trump from investigating the Federal Reserve. He said, read that again. All right. Today, a federal judge blocked Trump from investigating the Federal Reserve. A judge just told the president of the United States he is not allowed to look inside the books of the institution that prints your money. Why? What's in those books that a federal judge would risk his entire career to protect? Here's what happened in the last 72 hours. So, the Department of Justice issued subpoenas to Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve Board. First time in history that that's ever happened. They wanted transaction records from 2009 to 2024. And within hours, Judge James Boasberg stepped in and blocked everything and called it government overreach. The same judge who oversees the FISA court, the same court that approved the illegal surveillance of Trump in 2016, the same judge, the same system protecting the same people. Whew. 9.7 trillion moved through the Fed's emergency lending programs between 2008 and 23. No audit, no oversight, no names. Trump wanted the names. They said no. Now ask yourself, while the judge was protecting the Fed, what else happened? And then we've got all this stuff. They're trying to say, is it a coincidence? You know, they're saying 2,200 Marines deployed to the Middle East, 9 drone strikes, 50,000 troops now in the region. KC-135 pew-pewed down, and 2 blank attacks on American soil, all in the same week the president tried to open the Fed's books. Coincidence? The Fed isn't a government institution. It's a private bank owned by families whose name appear in the same files Trump has been unsealing since January. Interesting. So, all to protect one building. It won't be enough. This is pretty kind of scary too, isn't it? Pretty scary too. I mean, is he going to be able to look into it or what? They blocked the subpoenas, they activated Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that means for us guys, but I don't know. I'm gonna listen to this one here just because I like this, how this guy breaks things down. Let's have
this morning. Now, what is this role? The Air Force Academy Board of Visitors is a group established to review. Erica Kirk has just been appointed to the Air Force Academy Board by President Donald Trump. I thought it was a joke at first until it was confirmed by multiple news outlets this morning. Now, what is this role? The Air Force Academy Board of Visitors is a group established to review and make recommendations regarding the morale, curriculum, and other important aspects of the United States Air Force Academy. It consists of members appointed by the president and congressional leaders, and it plays a key role in overseeing the Academy's operations and ensuring it meets its educational and military goals. Now, I know what you might be thinking. How in the
I love that picture he has behind her. Oh my gosh, her wiping it with the money. Oh, that is epic.
world is this woman even possibly qualified for the job, other than by virtue, of course, of being Charlie Kirk's wife, now widow?
Well, I myself have a theory on that, as some of you guys may know. I call that gizmosis. All right, that's how she's qualified. She has inherited all of Charlie's traits through a special phenomenon called gizmosis, and only someone like Erica is capable of it. Don't be jealous. Don't be haters.
Now, according to her LinkedIn, she claims to have a Doctor of Education and a Juris Master's degree from Liberty University, graduating summa cum laude. But the internet does what it does, and once again, as it often is with Erica, there seems to be something not right about this. Take a listen to Baron Coleman here.
The way you would try to find if somebody had the degree they claim to have. First thing you do is go and see, is there a portal where we can look and see people who graduated in given years? Well, she said she graduated in the year 2022. Her name was either Franz Bay or Kirk, so we can look them up both ways here. This is all the people, no Franz Bays in 2022 in Liberty University. So we'll try Kirk. There are some Kirks.
Oh, okay.
But there are no Erica Kirks.
No.
So then you start to think, well, maybe a different year? Well, trust me, we went all through all the years.
Interesting. And also, this website just popped up.
Yeah, that was kind of terrifying that the Vance Kirk website popped up 3 days. They purchased it 3 days after Charlie passed away. They purchased that domain name 3 days after Charlie passed away. That doesn't, I mean, that's not suspicious at all. Like, that's wild to me. And also, I would be embarrassed if I put like my college education on LinkedIn and then it was fake and everybody went and looked and, you know, debunked it and then I took it down. I'd be embarrassed, but people are saying that's what happened. They saw it up there. They saw her education listed there. Then, you know, once Baron Coleman did some digging and found out that was impossible because they didn't offer that degree at that time in that, you know, college or whatever, university. And then once he looked and debunked it, they just removed it. They just took it down. They were like, oh, never mind. I won't say that. And people, the air cult's ignoring it. They're ignoring it. They're like, we didn't see that. We don't care. People make mistakes about their degrees all the time. Shut up. It's fine. Who cares? It's like, they just like one thing after another. And then they go, and then they come with like, well, what proof? What proof are you actually showing? You guys don't have proof of anything. It's like, what's that? What do you call that? That's not proof of the fact that she put it up there. It was a lie and she took it down. That's proof right there. I mean, they try to entangle the fact that we have questions about Erica Kirk with saying that we believe that she unalived her husband. Now, listen, I'm not saying anything to that effect. I don't know. You know, I think we can all see a picture being painted, and every time we kind of take a step back and look at the bigger picture and all these little pieces start filling up, we are seeing something there, right? We're seeing something every time we get more information, but still it doesn't add up to the fact that she did anything like nefarious to the man himself. Like, who knows? We don't know. We don't, no idea. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know. So I never said that. I've never once said I think she did something. I said, you know, if my husband acts like that after I pass away, then lock him up because I think he did it. But I never claimed she did. You know, you have to be very careful when you're claiming those types of claims and saying those types of things. So I never say that stuff. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying it's possible. I don't know. But, dude, it looks suspicious. She just looks suspicious. And all the weird things she's doing, they just don't add up. They just, it's strange. Okay. And I don't know. I just don't know. I know she looks really suspicious and she's just, you know, it ain't looking good. That's all I can say. I don't know. I just don't understand why you would make such a big deal to try to, like, I don't know why you would make a big deal to confirm, like, to make people think you're grieving if you're not grieving. If you had nothing to do with it, like everybody says, then why make all this fake grief? It makes no sense. Like, just say, like, you know what? You guys know I had nothing to do with it, but I'm cool. The dude, I didn't care for him too much. You know, we fought. We were getting a divorce. We didn't like each other. I'm over it. I'm moving on. I want to do my thing. Admit it. It's just strange that that she just like denies everything. And it's just a weird front to put up if she, you know, had nothing to do with anything. It's a weird front to put up. I don't know. It's just like pointless. So this is some good news out of like the last week. Okay. I would have to say this one I'm about to show you is some pretty good news. All right. I'm pretty excited about this, as well. I think you guys will be too. Let's have a look here. Okay. This is from Josh Dunlap, and he says Pam Bondi and the FBI are reportedly constructing significant cases against current members of Congress and federal agencies based on criminal evidence uncovered by Doge. And let me tell you something. This just makes my little heart sing. I love it. I love it because these members of Congress just really think that they can, get away with everything, do whatever they want, take our tax money and give it to illegal aliens. We could go on and on about this. And then they sit there and tell me something. Then they sit there and post on X, like, let me be clear. I'm not voting for the SAVE Act because like, no, bitch, no, you work for us. And they just forget it. They forget it. And so something like this, I think will maybe help them to remember who it is they work for. So let's have a listen and all kind of like, rejoice together because bitches are about to go down. And I can't. I'm here for it. I'm just here for it. I'm here for it.
This is a Fox News alert. Saturday in America continuing to track fraud allegations all across the country. We've seen it in Maine. We brought you some questions about some funding that allegedly was misused in Maine. Those were private donations. Then California. And now here's the next state, Massachusetts. Now, the state's auditor just released a report revealing massive fraud within programs like Mass Health, the Department of Transitional Assistance, and the Department of Early Education and Care. These are all programs that provide social services to the Massachusetts community. And as you can see, there was over $4 million in fraud uncovered in the state's SNAP program alone.
Wow.
Another $1.3 million connected to the state's Mass Health program and hundreds of thousands of dollars found in other state programs. We're also learning of 22 civil recoveries that reclaimed nearly $800,000 in fraudulent overpayments.
I wonder, are we going to get a tax break this year? Are we going to get a tax break so that we don't have to pay our taxes, since they basically took all our tax money and gave it to all these, illegal aliens and, committed fraud with our money? Are they going to hook us up? What's going to happen there? You think we should still pay taxes after something like this? Are they crazy? I can't with these people.
Now, the total amount of fraud in fiscal year 2025 alone was nearly $12 million. That's in 1 year. That's your money. Now, as all this fraud is being exposed, President Trump is reportedly planning to sign an executive order establishing a new fraud task force. Signaling its importance, it will be led by Vice President J.D. Vance.
Hold up, yo. I went on that task force. I went on this fraud task force immediately. I'm putting in my resume. I'm going to be like, look, I had a child. I raised the child. I raised my child longer than Erica Kirk raised hers. I want a job on the fraud task force. Stat. I really do. I'm qualified according to the new standards. You know what I mean? Totally qualified for that position. So I think I have good chances. What do you guys think? You think I get in on that? None so far. None so far. We're waiting. That they're going to go after them though. So I'm excited. I mean, a little ounce of hope, a little shred of hope, a little piece of light in this terrible bunch of crap going on. But I'm glad, because they need to understand that they're not immune to everything like they always are. And they always have been. This is why they become so powerful, that they start doing this craziness right in our faces. And they go on X and they tell you, let me be clear, even though all of you are telling me this is how you want me to vote and I work for you, I'm not doing it. Like that really set me off, guys. These people are out of control. They're out of control, and they forget who they work for. They forget. And stuff like this, I'm hoping will kind of help them to remember, It's sad. It's depressing. They just drive me crazy. All right. But I mean, I'm not like conservatorship crazy yet. I'm not that crazy yet. I'm just a little crazy. I'm just a little angry. I should say that it makes me angry, not crazy. I'm not like, I don't need a conservatorship or nothing like that. And in case some of you guys have missed it because you came in late, we are about, I'm going to play this one more time because I got a huge kick out of it. So hit that like button for me. Please, please hit that like button. I have something very fun for you guys to watch. In case you came in late and you missed it, this was like the very first thing I showed today, but I think it's worth a second watch for those of you who showed up late or may have missed it. So let's take a look. This is a Turning Point USA follower. Let me see. Let me get the dude's name real quick. This is Ron Daniels. This is Turning Point USA follower Ron Daniels and his wife, who's in a pink satin dress. Keep an eye on the prize. Ron Daniels is right there, front and center. Let's have a look. Oh! That's right. He just bitch slapped that kid.
Hey, damn.
Oh!
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Look at this.
Look at them. Look at all these old white dudes in suits attacking people. These are Turning Point USA Christian followers. These are Christians. This is that's a very Christian thing to do, guys. In case you didn't know, this is the new Christian. This is what new Christian looks like. This is new Christian. I call it new Christian because I've never seen any other Christians doing this. Just these new ones, right? Just these new ones. Look at how the rest of this unfolded. Look at the pink satin dress lady. I don't know if she already pushed down the person she pushed down. I think she did, but she's standing right there. I wish I could see closer. I wish we had a closer view or a better video on this. I can't see her. She's hidden behind people, but they're just rioting like crazy. Fake Christians, my goodness, I don't know. Looks like the kid threw first punch. Yeah, it sure did. It sure did. Let's take a look at that again. Oh, look at that. I didn't see the kid do anything. He's got a camera up and he gets smacked in the face. Sorry. Didn't throw the first punch on that one. That was the old dude who just decided to just go ahead and bitch slap somebody. And guess who went to jail? Not the old dude who just literally started a riot in the street in front of, what is it, the mayor's house? This guy's responsible for starting a riot on top of assaulting somebody right there in broad daylight on video. They never even picked him up at the time of the post, which was yesterday, I think it was. They still hadn't picked him up for any crimes. Didn't do anything for any crimes. And again, you don't need to go back further in the film. You could see the kid walk up to him. Literally, there he is. He's got a phone in his hand. That's a phone. He's walking up to him. Now, granted, he's got the phone in his face. There it is. None of his hands move. One's down by his side holding his sign. The other has the phone. And boom. That was that. Danny, yes, I do lives. I love doing lives. I hadn't been able to for like the last, I don't know, month or so. My mom's really sick and I've been taking care of her and it's just been a lot of stuff going on. And I've been like, it was all I could do to get out some videos for you guys and keep up to date on all the stuff going on. So I've been mainly focusing on that. Really would love to do more live streaming because I have the best time. You guys are so much fun. And yeah, I just get a kick out of it. We get all these good trolls. I mean, we just have a blast. I don't know about you guys, but I'm having a blast. You guys are the best. And so yeah. So I plan to be doing some more live streaming for sure. Any other lies you want to spread? Yes, you seem like a really nice person. That's the next lie I want to spread. You seem like a really nice person. Super amazing. That you know what? Just get out. Just leave. I'm not dealing with no air cult bullshit. Okay. The film doesn't go back any further. You can literally see the kid walk up to him with his phone and the guy smacks him across the face. We're not playing that. Okay. We're not stupid. Just get on out of here. I'm over it. Not wasting our time. So this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. The people that just literally you're showing them a video. No, it's wrong. Go back. There's so obviously the kid must like punch the shit out of him first, right? While he's standing there. I can't. Just oh my God. Anyway, it's a shit show. Even in the audience, it's a shit show. I'm a nice person. Well, you know what? I've asked you to get out because we don't want you here. You seem like a weirdo. How am I lying? I literally have told no lies. So both of you freaks. Actually, no, you know what? Stay here and keep insulting us because you know, it's engagement. I love it. Thank you. Anyways, I think that was all I really had for you guys. We looked at the cloning. We just got all kind of crazy stuff going on over there today. All right. Yeah, I'm happy about that. We had these are the text messages, which I think are kind of just boring and stupid. Like, okay, they texted each other back and forth. This was Charlie just verifying that he spent 2 days at the White House trying to persuade the president not to initiate a war. We kind of knew about that already. Oh yeah. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but Hans posted, so let me get this straight. All's fair with All's fair with Kim Kardashian flops in the ratings, yet it gets endless publicity from Hulu, but they won't reboot a classic like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is how you know television is being bought and paid for. Sorry, sorry, Sarah, you deserve better. Let's listen to what she says.
Unfortunately.
Let me turn it up pretty good here.
So I am really sad to have to share this, but I wanted you all to hear it from me. Unfortunately, Hulu has decided not to move forward with Buffy New Sunnydale. I want to thank Chloe Zhao because I never thought I would find myself back in Buffy's stylish yet affordable boots. And thanks to Chloe, I was reminded how much I love her and how much she means not only to me, but to all of you. So I am really sad.
I'm sorry, but she looks freaking gorgeous. She looks gorgeous. She doesn't even look like she's had work done or anything. Does she? I mean, she looks really good. But I'm kind of bummed. I'm kind of really bummed about this. I would have loved to seen a Buffy the Vampire Slayer reboot. That would have been so cool. Could you imagine? This is why TV sucks nowadays. This is why this is why YouTube is so popular and people watch this instead because A, it's free, and B, they do stuff like this. They're like, oh, Kim Kardashian's new series that really tanked in the ratings. We're just going to continue to, publicize that and talk about that and promote it and do all this. But, this is sad. I'm really bummed about this. I do have to say though, I did watch that All's Fair. I watched the whole thing. And it was kind of like, I don't know. It was kind of all right, but it wasn't like fantastic. And I gotta say, Kim was not too bad of an actress for being literally not an actress. She did all right. But I love Glenn Close. She was in it. Who else was in it? Oh, that girl who played in what's that one? I can't remember. Anyways, yeah, there's a couple really good actresses that are actually in that All's Fair. So those guys were really good. But it kind of bums me out about Buffy. It's like sad. Yeah, the Buffy the Vampire Slave reboot has been canceled. Very, very sad. Oh gosh. Here's another good one, guys. Are you ready for this? You're gonna love this too. Let me read the caption. Okay, so okay, this is good. All right, so a Delta passenger opens her complimentary snack and can't believe what's inside. So she looks inside, then holds the thin bag up to the camera. 3 Cheez-Its. That's it. Not a handful, not even a small serving, 3 crackers. And you know how small Cheez-Its are. They said, meanwhile, Delta CEO Ed Bastian took home about $27.1 million in total compensation for 2024. The CEO of Cheez-It, Steve Callahan, Cullen, received about $14.9 million. But paying customers, they get 3 Cheez-Its at 30,000 feet. Are the companies seriously testing how little they can give customers before people finally snap? Dude, can you imagine being hangry on the plane and you open this and this is what you find inside? Oh my gosh. Look at the bag. What in the world is that? I think that had to have been, that has to be fake. There had to have been like, somebody had to have rigged that. That can't, because first of all, the bag's completely flat. Wouldn't there be some air in the bag? Yeah. You know what, Holly, you're right. Kim is a nun compared to Erica. 100%. 100%. 100%. Yeah. Wouldn't there be some air in the bag here? Of the Cheez-Its. They're too flat, in my opinion. It looks too flat, like somebody actually took some stuff out of it. And then, see what I mean? That's too flat. I think there would have been some air in the bag. Yeah, show the weight of the bag. Yeah, them Cheez-Its are expensive. Yeah. I don't know. I think this might be fake. But I can see them doing stuff like this. You know what I mean? This is exactly what's going on nowadays. The serving sizes are getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and the prices are getting larger and larger and larger. Now they're making fake meat. It's just a whole shit show. No, just like today, shit show. Shit show Sunday. Say that 5 times real fast. Shit show Sunday. I know I couldn't say it 5 times real fast, but that was the Cheez-Its. That was the Cheez-Its. And yeah, that was Elon Musk. Thomas Massey. Yeah, we definitely, I think. Let's see. Where is show 70 posts? Here we go. Just make sure nothing broke in this moment. Give me a name for this. Anybody? Anybody know what that is? I don't know. Anyways, I don't think anything's broke in the last little bit. But yeah, I had a blast with you guys. You guys are totally amazing. Make sure that you hit the like button because you definitely want to like this video. I mean, it was amazing. We had a blast. And also make sure you're subscribed. And if you are subscribed, when you go back over to where you subscribed, click on it and make sure that you ring the bell for all notifications, because otherwise you probably won't get alerted to if I go live. You know what I mean? I don't know how long it takes to get. I know a lot of you guys ended up kind of bummed out because you kind of got here late, but it's guaranteed it's just a YouTube thing. They didn't probably alert you in time or whatever. But if you make sure that you ring the bell, it should alert you the next time I put the screen up like ahead. I try to put it up a little bit ahead of time so that you guys can get a little bit of a notice. But if you don't have the bell on, it literally won't tell you until I actually start. And then by then, sometimes then you don't see that either till late. So just make sure that the bell is rung and you set all your notifications to all. All right. Make sure you hit that thumbs up because it really helps out so very much. And if you are here and you liked the live stream and you had a great time, please subscribe. And I will see you guys on the next one. I'm going to try to, get another live going this week, someday, maybe Tuesday. You guys think Tuesday is a good day? I think I'm going to try Tuesday. So keep an ear out for that. And yeah, I appreciate y'all so very much. I love y'all so very, very much. Thank you for hanging out with me. And I will see you guys on the next one.